to the cloud. There we go. Yeah, it'll be with the NVIDIA thing, but that's okay. That's fine. Maybe I'll find it as we chat, somewhere on my computer. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just go to GPT and I'll generate a brand new one, if anything. It's time for a refresh anyway, so might as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So how are you finding the course so far?
Oh, the model worst student. Um,
I I
only
highly doubt that.
because I am really excited about it. I am really excited about it, but I haven't started.
That's all.
So
It's fine. It's fine.
yeah,
You got plenty of time. Hence the
yeah,
lifetime access. Hence the lifetime support. I mean, lifetime. As much
yeah,
as I
yeah,
can get to that, I guess.
yeah,
Who knows what's gonna happen 20 years? Maybe we'll all be in paradise served by AI and robots. Like so,
yeah,
and won't need to work, and there'll be no more money. But I'm just saying,
yeah.
but the course will still be there. You'll still be there.
Right, exactly. That's great. Yeah, no, I just have had board meetings and scientific advice, I mean, just and
Yeah.
dinners and all
No
this, and it,
worries.
you know, uh, I really am happy. I'm happy it's the weekend and I can finally start to dig in. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know about DeFi. I've been in and out of the space, for a
Right.
while. I haven't personally not set up any farms, but I've been on the sites and all of that stuff. And I actually have invested in some sort of Web3 ecosystem type startups and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I'm
Great.
not a I'm a scientist, but I'm a doctor. So I do,
Right.
more development of drugs and devices, that kind of thing.
Right.
But obviously looking, and I've also been, trading on the stock market and utilizing hedging strategies and things like that. So I'm really, really, really excited to.
Oh, so it should be easy for you then if you're
Yeah, I
computer
think
savy
so.
and science
I
savy,
think so.
yeah, you're not gonna have any issues. I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah,
I've had people with like who didn't know how to use computers go through this course.
right. Exactly. Yeah.
And I was like, come on, guy, go to your local YMCA, get a computer
Yeah.
101 course or something. I mean, you can't expect me to teach you like how to use a browser. I mean, come on.
Right. Right.
Let's be serious here. Like
Right.
you do need some rudimentary computer skills like Windows and browsers and
Yeah. Yeah.
things like that, how to right click, how to copy paste. There's Lyle. Hey Lyle, how's it
Hey,
going?
man. All right.
What's up? We're live. Well, I guess I'm recording, so others will see the replay. They're not gonna see the live, I guess. So did you figure out the whole liquidity ratio and all these things? Did you ask the people on the Discord about all that? The fancy formulas?
Uh, I wanted to
Telegram,
talk to you
right?
about it because I still don't have it. That's still confusing me
Okay, sure.
if if I can.
But you're on Telegram, not Discord, right?
Telegram, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Just
There's
because
Discord is basically there's a StellaSwap support on top of my support,
oh,
which is
that's
on
okay.
Discord. Yeah, and there's also Squid Router also provides support on
On
their Discord. So they use Discord for their support, and I use
that's
Telegram. So, but I mean, students use both. That's what I recommend because like I'm not on the StellaSwap team. I do talk to the team, but I'm not on the team. So if there is
yeah.
some kind of issue, wonkiness with like the actual functionality, with the position, whatnot, they're better situated to kind of help with that because you can give them your position ID and they can kind of tell you, oh, it's this and that. And they know like the exact formulas, how it'll work. Sometimes there are bugs. And then, that happens. It's not a perfect system. It's not like it works 100% of the time. As you know, nothing works 100% of the time perfectly. Doesn't work like that in real world. Things break, things get buggy, things get weird and wonky, especially on Moonbeam and Web3. It's because it's cutting edge. That's why you get the crazy APRs that you get. Like if you want everything to work 100%, you could go to Uniswap, get 4% a year, and everything is pretty battle tested out there. But you're not gonna get 120% a year on your money. I tell you that right now. Sorry. I mean, that's the choice. Bugs and 120%. or perfectly working system and 7%. Like, take your pick. You can't have both. I'm sorry. Like, if whoever tells you that, they're telling you fairy tales. It doesn't work like that. Why do you think I teach Moonbeam and StellaSwap? Because not too many people know about it. It's still kind of experimental. It's still, in development. Hence the returns that you get, which I think is a good trade-off. I'd rather get more money and deal with the bugs than have a perfect system and get no money, which is then like, what's the point? We're all here to make money, right? That's
Yeah.
the that's the point of it. Yeah. All right, Lyle. So if you have any questions, go ahead. Like you can ask me. I'll try to answer the best of my ability. I'm not an engineer. I don't know like the exact formula that they use to, like calculate the adding liquidity to existing position versus, if you want that, like I told you, you go to Algebra's Discord, StellaSwap Discord, there's like 18,000 people there, and they will tell you. There are engineers there, like hardcore, they do stats, they delve into these things, they know all the formulas, like yeah, you can get all that fairly easily. Like it's not a problem. They're gonna tell you everything. Yeah, I've done it. I just don't do it because like, what's the difference? For me, it's all about like my position. If I'm at a loss or a profit, how much APR I'm squeezing out, and that's it. That's pretty much all I care about. You know.
Well, the question was more about what in this connection. What the only thing that concerns me is sometimes it seems like if I increase my allotment, it affects the rate. So I don't know, and usually it seems like it makes it worse. Like if I'm putting more in, it's like maybe there's too much money in the system. Is there kind of a principle like that? If there's too much liquidity, it'll lower the rate, or what?
Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing. There's a fixed amount of rewards, in each pool. So basically, the more money is put into the pool, the more it's like diluted between the people. So
Mhm.
let's say if I'll go into a pool, right, and there's like, 100K in there, let's say, right, total, and then I add another 100K, I'm gonna collect half of what's in there, and then everybody else who like provides the other 100K, they're gonna be sharing the rest basically. So it's like percentage based. It depends on how much, what percentage of liquidity you're providing in that pool. That's what you get. But yeah, there's
Mhm.
there's a fixed amount of, like you saw the breakdown. It's trading fees plus rewards plus like any grants from like Moonbeam or Polkadot, and then they just take all that and they kind of split it between all the liquidity providers. The pot, and that's
Mhm.
it. So and the more obviously, and like you saw, it was like one pool was like 0.63, percent was the trading fees. That's how much trading volume. But like when the volume spikes, it goes the opposite sometimes. Like it's like you get like 300% from trading fees and you get like 30% from rewards, right?
So,
And damn
so
this.
the trading fees is strictly a volume thing, really.
Yeah, that's a volume thing. If that pool just explodes, like there's like a zillion traders just trading that pair, then I mean you get like those 1,000%, 3,000%, APR. That's when you get those crazy like spikes. That's unlimited. I mean, the more volume, the more money there's coming into from fees. That's unlimited, but that's variable. But the rewards are fixed. There's only like a certain amount of rewards per pool that they provide,
Mhm.
so you never drop below a certain like APR. They make sure you get paid regardless. Even if like you saw, if there's no trading
Mhm.
activity in the pool, like you don't want to make nothing, which kind of
Mhm.
sucks. You want to make money. So they're like, okay, here's, baseline rewards for you. Here's some grants,
Mhm.
and bam. And if both drop, then you just gotta get the hell out of that pool. Like obviously, why are you in there? Like, there's no trading fees, there's no rewards. Like, screw them. I'm out. Like, I'm out to another pool. With both, hopefully. I mean, the optimal is you wanna have as much trading volume as possible. You wanna have like the fattest rewards that you can get, right? And you want as little people to be there as possible. Like that's the TVL metric. When you look at the TVL, how much money is in the pool, like that's the optimal situation where there's not
So
much money in there.
you want a low TVL,
Yeah, you want low TVL, but you want
high
high
volume.
trading fees and high rewards. That's it. That's pretty much like the metrics when you evaluate like new pools. Because that's the dream scenario where nobody knows about it. People are not putting their money in yet, but there's crazy trading volume going down, right? So there's a lot of fees and there's like fat rewards from both StellaSwap and Moonbeam or Polkadot, and hopefully the project that's listing the pair. You know, like a special bonus or something. They do that sometimes. Like a project comes in and they have their own token. They're like, okay, we're gonna allow, like, give you like 1 million tokens of whatever that one token is, you know, to incentivize liquidity providers to go into the pool. And then StellaSwap throws into the pot, and then like Moonbeam comes in, throws into the pot, and then obviously the token is like super hot, so everybody's trading it, the traders. So now there's high volume, and not many people like heard about it yet, you know. So there's like maybe like 30K, 100K in the pool. And those are the things I usually look for, you know. Like I'm like, okay, that's a sexy pool, right? I'm getting the hell in, you know. That's when it's worth it sometimes to break a certain position that's in IL, in the permanent loss, because I know I'm gonna make like 10x that in that pool in the next like couple of days. So I don't care. It's just gonna, you know, cover that and then some. You know, that's where that kind of strategy comes in, where you have to kind of jump between pools. I mean, stable pools doesn't work like that, because that's more like a steady long-term grind where you're like getting your 20-30% a year. Just have your like big chunk in there, position set to like as tight as possible, you know, and you'll see it. Like you should set it manually so you can get it as tight as humanly possible, like zero, like basically, and that's it. And you just kind of leave that in there. It's no IL. That's your like workhorse, you know, just generates money every day, and then the rest you kind of, you know, jump around, so to speak. Yep, that's the strategy.
Okay. Um, what confuses me, I know, don't tell me this is all dynamic. I know it's dynamic, but when you're looking at what the APR is and stuff like that, the different numbers are so wildly different. I don't understand how they're getting them. Like you go in there and you're about to select it, and it says, you know, you're going to get 2,000%. Well, you never get anything close to that, but it says it. Why does it say that when on the outside, on the main page, it
Yeah,
said, you know, 100 or whatever?
yeah. You saw the link I sent you, the formula they used to calculate it. This like this whole convoluted, crazy 3 level integral crap that they use. You can go on their Discord, StellaSwap Discord, that is, and you can complain about it. I mean, you're not the only one. Many people complain. That's a very common complaint. We're like, oh, you guys show 400%, then I go into the pool and I'm getting like, you know, 50% or 60%, you know? And yeah, well, they say, and they can't really calculate, like, you know, for marketing purposes what that APR is, because like I say, it is dynamic. It changes literally every like second based, like I said, on rewards, trading volume, grants, you know, and the value of the tokens on those grants. And so there's like 4 factors in real time that are changing. Oh, and position also. Sorry, fifth factor, position range. The tighter the position, the bigger the APR. So you take those 4, and then it's a different APR for every single custom range. You see what I mean? So like, which percentage is they supposed to put then on their farms, right? To attract people, because basically based on those factors and your settings, which are, you know, custom to each person, right? Because if you set a wide range, you're gonna get like 10%. If you set like a ultra tight range, you're gonna get like 300%, right? Like, you know what I mean? There's no way to like calculate it. So they just kind of use that formula and they say, oh, this is based on like the optimal, like tightest range possible, you know, and like the statistical like 7-day price of the tokens. You know, that's the best they could do. I mean, I get it. Like, there's no other way. I mean, if you come up with another way, do let the team know. I mean, in the Discord, and then they will use that. You know, like they're very receptive to feedback. It's not like they don't listen. They do listen. Like that's why I like the project. They actually do listen to people in Discord, and to me, when my students like start, you know, complaining or giving suggestions, I'm in this Telegram chat with the team. There's like a private chat, you know, and I do tell them, I'm like, oh, my students don't like this. They don't like that. They want this. They want that, and they usually like try to, you know, accommodate. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, hopefully that'll be better because they're switching next week to a brand new AMM V4 integral. Yeah, it's gonna be like a huge overhaul because and they didn't want to do it until next 2-3 months, but then they figured out that the whole V Stella thing. I don't know if you read those articles I was posting on V Stella. Basically, they're revamping their whole governance. So now, like Stella token holder, which is the token of the exchange, you could, when you put it into via Stella, you can actually like boost the APRs on your farms. Yeah, like especially for V Stella holders, they're gonna distribute like all of the trading, 85% of the trading revenue and all the bribes to the Stella holders. And they can't do that with the old engine, V3. So now they're going to V4. That's why I'm not updating the course, because I'm waiting for them to do that so that I can update, to the latest and greatest. Because I don't want to update, and next week they're gonna revamp the whole thing, and I have to update again, which is a pain in the ass. But it's okay. Like I have measures in place where now that I'm signing the deal with the Digital Mavericks, like a 40-person marketing team, literally this week. So I'm gonna outsource all my marketing to them. So they're gonna handle that for me. So now I can finally get back to customer support and product updates, because I was doing everything. I was doing the support, sales, product updates, traveling to conferences and this, and it was a lot. But now I'm gonna, outsource that. Then maybe I'll put a process in place where every week I'm gonna check all 3 places, Squid Router, Coinbase, and StellaSwap, and then just update it weekly or bi-weekly, the course based on those changes. Because that's what they do. They update every goddamn week, these people. They have a whole team sitting there just optimizing the interfaces on all 3 every week. Well, I don't have a team. It's just me. That's kind of tough, I do update it eventually. My system is basically people say, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong. I have when I have 3-4 people say that, I just put it into a little document, like an update doc, and then I just update it. And I kind of keep it on a rolling basis like that. But yeah, but I need to speed that up and do it, I guess, every week. Yeah, plus I'm planning to bring on another 2 people to help me out now that, the money is coming in. Finally, I got the marketing piece figured out. I got the sales piece figured out. I got all the back end built. I did that myself too. I've done all of this myself. So, it took a while. The learning curve was steep, way steeper than StellaSwap, I'll tell you that. StellaSwap is easy compared to that. Clickety click, and you're whatever, making money. Compare that to figuring out marketing, sales, support, updates, and all of that. Yeah, that's tough. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of the answer to your question. It's dynamic. It is dynamic though. That's a fact. And then they try to do their best they can.
But what do you use to give you the best guess of what you're going to get? Because it's never anywhere close to what it says. But so how do you decide?
I don't really guess. I just manually record my position, how much I'm putting in, the amount, so that way you know exactly. Let's say you're putting in $2,000, right? So you take a Excel spreadsheet and you write, $2,000, and you write the composition, this, so much USDC, so much Glimmer. Not that it matters because it's gonna change in the position as the range moves. So it's more the dollar value of things. You just want to make sure you exit the farm when you're in the plus. When you're in impermanent gain, not impermanent loss, because then you lock it in when you get out, right? And then I also record the range, which range I put it in, based on my thoughts of where that token is gonna go, right? If it's gonna go up, obviously, I set the range more towards the upper kind of limit, right? Because if it's gonna go up, it's gonna move towards the upper range, and I'm gonna keep in range and keep earning, right? If I think the token is gonna, dump, then just, the opposite. You just set it closer. Or you can set a ladder. You can basically, if I'm thinking it's more biased towards up, I set a higher position, a bigger position on the upper, with the bigger price range, right? And I set a smaller one on the lower price range. So if I'm wrong, it moves down, I'm still making some money, But obviously you want to keep the most of your funds where you think it's gonna go, basically. Or if you don't care about that, you can select stablecoin and just set tight range, as tight as possible, and just don't worry about it at all. You just, that's it. That's how I do most of my farming. I just put it in stables, super tight range, and I just leave it there. I mean, yeah, I know it's boring, but that's, that's what works. That's what most people do, actually. The ones that are not sure. Yeah.
Well, tell me if I'm being too risky, because I don't understand the risk to this point, because I've put nothing in stables and put everything in some of those more glamorous pairs and everything. Also, and I'd set it on the expert range, and it's doing well.
Yeah, no, you can do that. It's just some people have no risk tolerance. They just don't want to bother setting up fancy ranges. They don't want to study any of this, like you know, get into the nitty gritty, like, oh, why this, why that. They just want to put it in, get 20% a year, and that's it. You know, it's like a bank account for them. You know, they like, instead of keeping it in a bank for 5%, they want to get 20%, which is already 4x, which is, you know, insane by mainstream. It's like you and me were like, oh man, I'm getting 50%. A regular person out there, man, 50% a year on their money, that's insane. Like, nobody pays that. There's no bank in the world that pays you 50% a year. It just doesn't happen. You know, maybe like in Slovenia or some crazy country like that where the inflation is like 100%. Yeah, then they have to pay 120% because their money is dog shit. But in dollars, like no way. You know, so yeah. No, you're fine. I mean, StellaSwap is not super risky in the first place because they vet every single pair. You know, so there's gonna be no rugs. There's gonna be no scams at the very minimum. You know, every token on there is vetted. Like Stella Glimmer. Glimmer is like the main token of Moonbeam. Not risky at all. Stella is the main token of StellaSwap. Obviously not risky. You know? So like the main risk of like completely losing your investment, no, that's not happening. That's been like taken
yeah.
out. Same thing with bridge risk. You know, they like back in the day, StellaSwap went through two events where stupid bridges got hacked and people lost millions of dollars in StellaSwap. That did happen, you know? Not because of StellaSwap's team. That was not their fault. It was because some stupid employee at one of those bridges straight up stole the money out of the bridge. And those bridge tokens that were in StellaSwap, they're worthless because they were backed by nothing now. You know, that's how it worked. And, you know, StellaSwap caught a lot of flack for that. And, you know, I mean, justifiably so. They should have vetted those people better. You know, I was one of the people ragging on them. You know, don't think I'm all like pro StellaSwap. No, I was in the chat in Discord, like cursing. I didn't lose too much money, but like what the hell? Like you should have vetted these people. You should have looked at their security procedures. What is this crap? So since then, that's been also taken care of, as you noticed. It's native stables now. There's no more. There's Wormhole, and to be fair, Wormhole is like super secure. It's a good bridge, and they're backed by Jump Capital, which did put all the money back when they got hacked. And then they put crazy security measures in place. They got like a council that looks at every transaction over a certain limit. They got like insurance. They got this. Like there's a bunch of things now in place. Wormhole. And still, if you noticed in my course, I do not recommend people like use it as the default thing. You know, I'd rather use like USDC XE or USDT XE, like native stable coins, not like, but like the only thing left, I think, from Wormhole is like Ethereum and Bitcoin, you know, that's the only thing that's left over from those days. Back in the day, there was a whole suite. It was all Wormhole tokens, you know, and then they got hacked, and then like the Jump Capital, like I think gave like $100 million of ETH, to make people whole. So, that all blew over. But the second hack, like those people just, that's it. They lost money. Like, yeah. So like Nomad Bridge, I mean, you could Google that. It was a big like scandal. Yeah, some employee just stole things, It just happens. Human error. See, that's why I don't trust like human systems. I trust decentralized automated systems, like with audits in play, independent audits, not team audits. Because, I know how those teams audit. Like, and then a month later, oh, sorry, we missed this thing on the audit. Like, oops, bam. Yeah. Hey, Sasha. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, Vadim. How's it going, man?
What up? What up? Yeah, just hanging out. I just installed a new version of NVIDIA Broadcast. It's like weird.
Yeah, I saw it
Just,
announced when I downloaded NVIDIA app. I've never used it. I never used it
yeah,
for
I use it
practice.
all the time. It's
Is it
great,
good?
man. Yeah, it's good. I just didn't have the time to replace the background, They literally made me update 3 minutes before the Zoom was supposed to start. I'm like, come on. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, but
Fine.
it is what it is. It's fine. I'll update it later. I'll have one session with the NVIDIA broadcast. I'll give NVIDIA some love, Not that they need it. Those bastards are so filthy rich, like they don't need anything anymore,
I know, right?
I think they're like #1 company in the world, right? But by like market cap now.
I
Jesus
think
Christ.
so. Yeah.
Who would have thought, right? If I knew back in the day, I would have been stocking
I
up on NVIDIA
know.
like an animal. But who the hell knew, right? That like AI and all this stuff comes out, and now everybody wants those GPUs, and you know, yeah. I'm reading his book actually now, The NVIDIA Way. That guy is a monster though. He works 7 days a week, like nonstop, every day, 12 hours a day. I'm like, okay. Yeah, well, oh, he loves it, so I get it. You know, if you love something, it's not like a job. It's more like your baby, your hobby, all rolled into one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I like this business, so but I don't know if I'll be able to do, 7 hours a week. Oh, I guess I do work sometimes like that. But anyway, no NVIDIA results quite yet, though. So sorry to say, but but I'm getting there. I'm getting
You'll
there.
get there.
Yeah,
You'll get there.
yeah. But I've been negotiating with the Mavericks for like last 3 weeks, man. We finally I got all the clauses put in there that I wanted, you know, like, cause those people got a little sharky in the end. I was like, no, 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 no. Like, I know what I got. Like, you're gonna sign what I want. No, they're nice people. They're very nice. Like, and I do need help, and they're gonna give me a lot of help. Like, there's 40 full-time marketers on their team.
Wow.
So, yeah,
That's
like
good to know,
they're
man. Good to know what's
yeah, they're
going
they're
for.
gonna blow me up. Like they handle Bob Diamond, the America's favorite tax attorney. That's one of their biggest brands. I think does like $3 million a month. Like some crazy numbers. So the guy, they approached me because I met him at a conference, a webinar con, and they like my product. They like my idea support. They like how I pitch, how I do webinars, and like yeah, let's work. Yeah, especially now with the Trump administration turning ultra pro crypto. Now everything is like pro crypto. Even Bank of America is now ready to accept crypto payments. I remember they were closing people's accounts, for like crypto transactions, and now they're all like, "Oh, now we're ready to accept crypto." I'm like, "Yeah, you bastards! I remember how you were like trying to close my account. Don't give me that. Don't give me that pro crypto speech." Now they're all changing their little stripes over there. I remember everything. The Biden
Yeah,
era,
I mean, they wouldn't let you like withdraw money to Cash App, for God's sake.
yeah. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, come on. They're treating crypto like we're some kind of criminals, which is ironic because it's ultra trackable. So a criminal will be better off using dollars, not Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Hey, Wendy, how's it going? All right, I see you in the train. That's cool. That's cool. You could just hang out.
Oh, there's a lot of noise in the background. I'll keep it on mute.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm
that's
late.
okay. That's okay. We're just kind of hanging out here. Yeah, I'll do more of these per week. It's just I was at the conference, so I didn't have time to do all of that. And then I came back like sick as a dog. I caught this new flu that's going around, so I've been still a little coughing, but I'm good now. Yeah, because I got a bunch of webinars coming up, in the next 3 weeks. So I gotta be, in tip-top presenting shape, which I usually am. Even when I'm sick, I still go hard. It's okay. I've done a few webinars and I was like ultra sick and nobody could tell because the adrenaline gets you through it, and then you kind of like afterwards, you're like, oh, you just all sitting there in cold sweat, but you never let them see you sweat. That's the key. Gotta make
Don't
those
worry,
sales.
man. The entire
Yeah,
world
man.
is sick. Everybody's
Yeah.
sick right now.
Yeah, yeah, it's that thing, man. I've been sick in like 8 years, man. My health is like really good. I mean, I always make it number one priority, to be like in shape, no drinking, no smoking, like fitness, all of that. That's what I was surprised that I went down. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this must be some really virulent like strain. If it even got me, I'm like, damn, that's impressive.
Yeah,
I'm like,
everybody's getting it.
yeah, like it got me good, man. I was like, I barely made it back from that conference, man. I had like crazy temperature, and it was too bad because I actually like, unlike in WebinarCon, I got the tickets back same day. I couldn't even like finish the events. I don't know why I did that. It was just like a rookie mistake. I'm like, God damn it, I should have just paid for another night at the Airbnb. What am I doing? Why am I rushing? Like it's $100. Who cares? But I'm of the go 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 kind of mentality. Shit, but so I was like, yeah. So I got another day, like a whole Saturday in Jacksonville. I never been there. I wanted to like, see the town, walk around. Yeah, right. Bam, crazy temperature all day Saturday. I'm laid out in that Airbnb, just like can't even get off the bed. And I'm like, oh God, like damn it again. Like I just can't. Yeah, well, it was good though, because that day gave me like, with the low energy to like collect all my stuff, pack my bag, like slowly go through my task list, give you guys like support, you know what I mean? Like, because that's not negotiable. I don't care how sick I am. I can always be in the bed with my phone on Telegram. It's okay. I can do that. Yeah, but yeah, it was pretty gnarly, man. But yeah, I was coughing up crazy like mucus. It was like, woof, you know. Yeah, my mother was all freaking out. Oh man, you gotta go to hospital, get doctors, you're gonna die. I'm like, no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Don't worry. Just, more tissues and, I'm good. Like, it's fine. But anyway, all right, Lyle, do you have any more questions you want to ask or things to find out? It's your chance. I mean, you can always ask on Telegram. It's not like,
I had a
that's always
question.
available.
I
Yeah.
had a question, but I can't think of what it was right now. Give me a few minutes and I'll come back.
Yeah, yeah. No rush. Yeah. We'll go back to Lyle. I mean, we kind of answered the question about the calculation of the thing. I mean, I sent you the link to check out that big ass formula, like it's there. Yeah, I guess they
Overwhelming.
could do a better job, but it is also part marketing because that's their main marketing thing to get people into the farms. It's like, oh, they show this percentage. If they show like 10%, people are gonna get excited. So they're like, they show you like the optimal option, the optimal situation kind of APR versus like the best situation, which is kind of what they do now. It's like the tightest range, the highest kind of average price of tokens. So they I guess they choose the variables a little bit in that, but you still get nice APR. It's not like it's a bait and switch. You're still making money, either way.
You know
I
what?
mean, regardless.
In that sense, I'm sorry. I think
Yeah.
going to Beefy in order to check the APR is going to be a lot more accurate
Oh yeah.
than StellaSwap is. I don't know why StellaSwap just blows up its numbers for some reason. I don't know if it's the
Okay.
algorithm, but Beefy seems to be a lot more accurate in terms of the real APR that you're getting.
Okay, great. So yeah, Lyle, so you can just use Beefy, because they basically support some of the same farms. Yeah, to check the real APR. You could probably make like a little
But
Beefy position, like to check the APR in real time, right? Like what you can get. Because I
I
think Beefy
mean,
also optimized the range for you, so they like pick the optimal range.
well, isn't it not as good a rates though overall? I mean, I'll deal with, like you said, I'll deal with a little less certainty if I get a better rate overall anyway.
Well, I mean, it's not that it's a better rate. It's just it's with StellaSwap, you have full control. That's why it's manual. You can set your own range. You can pick when you want to reinvest your, profits, rewards, right? Like with Beefy, it does all that for you automatically. Like it reinvests the trading fees right away, and it calls the range for you right away, so you don't have to do that, and it keeps you in range all the time, basically. So I mean, whatever you kind of miss out. I mean, it's both are good. Like I prefer to kind of use manual on StellaSwap because I just like to set my ranges. I like to collect the fees, collect the rewards, which you do it on Beefy anyway, right, Sasha? You collect, yeah, you just reinvest the trading fees, but the rewards you still have to collect manually on Beefy. So it's kind of the same thing also.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. So it's both. Yeah, I'll do like an advanced module later, which will be probably like a cheap upsell, on Beefy and like range selections on StellaSwap um and then how to select like other farms and other networks through Beefy because the same interface, you know, because like I don't know about like learning because every single DEX has like a different graphical interface. So I don't know if you want to learn like 10 different interfaces and then kind of shift between 10 different dexes with all different like wallets because that's not great. If you go on Solana, you're gonna need to install Phantom because it doesn't support MetaMask, right? So that's a second wallet you gotta manage now, right? Not great. I mean, you could do it. It's not like super hard. I mean, I have both. I got Phantom and I got MetaMask.
I
Like
got
I
like
do
10
some.
wallets, man. It's super easy to
Yeah,
handle.
yeah. You can use so many. There's like Rabby, there's like Polkadot wallets like Talisman and Nova and like there's so many of them. I just don't want to confuse like beginners. That's why I don't give all that. Because like I could just give you like 10 dexes, 10 wallets, 20 bridges, and the beginners are gonna be like, what the hell is going on here? Like I'm lost. I don't know what all this is. See, Wendy knows what I'm talking about. Like, you can't do that. You gotta give him one dex, one wallet, that's it. And then teach them, how to do it. Then when they get comfortable, there's like, 20, 30, 40 blockchains with like hundreds of DEXs out there. Trust me, there's too much choice. It's not like there's not enough choice. There's too much choice. That's the problem. But that's where I come in. I curate and give you like the best right away. And then once you're comfortable with the best in that little sandbox, then you can kind of, broaden your horizons and try different things. But watch out, some of those pools could be like scam pools, you know? And that's a real, like, you could lose your principal in those. This is not StellaSwap shallow end of the pool anymore, you know? Like, you get in there, they could drain your wallets, they could, like, do all kinds of things. People basically what they do is they lure newbies in, they create like a pool, which, like I told you, looks great, right? Like, high trading fees, high rewards, not too many people in there. You're like, oh, that's great. You put your money in there, and then the pool owner just bam shifts all your tokens, like your ETH or whatever, or the good part of the pair, into like the crap pair, and basically takes the good tokens of yours, and you just get stuck with all the worthless tokens that he created in that pool. See, which are worth nothing, and that's it. And you're like, then it doesn't matter if it's a zillion APR, right? Because like you basically lost your money. 1,000% on zero is what? Zero. See, the math is easy. People always like just look at the percentage. I'm like, no, that's not the proper metric. The underlying tokens have to be solid first of all. Like then you have to look, who was operating that pool, right? Because they could also like drain everything, technically both tokens, if it's not like audited properly. See, because they say, oh, it's decentralized, but then they leave themselves like a back, a back room basically, like a back, entrance that they could just get in and just drain all the liquidity out of there, and that's it. So yeah, that's gonna be covered in the advanced like module that I'll be making. That's not for beginners. Don't worry, Wendy. That's not for you. You're gonna get the comfortable, kosher experience of StellaSwap, with the Next Level DeFi VIP concierge interface slapped on top of it. So don't worry. That's kind of the experience that I charge for. And then you can experiment with little amounts, on these adventurous pools. Yeah. And even then, most people start just on stable pools.
But would you say if you're going to spread your wings, Beefy would be a good place to go next?
Yeah. Beefy usually vets it, although, like you got to be careful there too, because they do automate all kinds of pools. So you have to just provide to the pools on basically like solid exchanges, like major exchanges like Radium, Orca, and Solana, or like Velodrome on Base or on Optimism, those are solid. And also provide for like pairs that like, ETH, Bitcoin, like blue chips, right? Don't go into some crazy ass coins like Buttcoin, you know, pool or something like that, because then some kitty like 12 years old is gonna drain you and you're gonna lose your money, like, and then he's gonna do a YouTube video saying thanks for the bandos, while he's draining you live. That actually happened. This guy literally drained people live on video and then was mocking them. He's like, thanks for the 20 bandos, which is $20,000. Yeah, well, he got grounded. His mom grounded him. Yeah, that was a funny story. The funniest story though was that when he rocked people like that 12-year-old, it went viral, and the people made that coin go like to like 50 million market cap, and they all made their money back. Like, and that kid, if he didn't sell, he would have made like $2 million instead of 20,000. What a little idiot. HP, you might want to mute, because so who's this? Hold on a second. There you go. It's okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
got
a
it.
little loud.
Yeah, I muted it. No worries. Just some people they forget to mute. Yeah. Beefy is good because it's one interface. You can see all your farms in one dashboard across all the different like networks. So it's really convenient. And yeah, and I like their tech. Like they just upgraded their automated liquidity manager to this calcitrated liquidity manager, where they don't like exit your position every time and rebalance like they used to, which was the problem. Because basically then they would just like lock in all those micro impermanent losses, and your principal would just die from like a death by 1,000 cuts. They would just like leech you. So they don't do that anymore. They kind of try to they opened this old position. Yeah, I think I sent. You could check out the previous Q&A. I go into that. Like I opened the whole document tab, provided links there. So I go deep into that then. Yeah, but basically they use this little like alternative position to kind of make sure you're still earning, when your main position goes out of range. That's kind of they do it like a fancy way. Yeah. So it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I use it. It works. But mostly, I just do manual like on StellaSwap. If I want to go out to pools outside of StellaSwap, I usually just use Beefy. That's kind of like my ALM of choice. Yep.
When would you have something, do you think, ready as a little upgrade to teach about all that?
Yeah, well, I mean that's next on my hit list. That's literally the next thing. I was just, finishing up the negotiations with Mavericks, building out the last of the, back end. I still didn't even make like the follow-up email sequences. I still got to do that. Well, hopefully they'll do it for me. Yeah, but then I'm gonna get back into the product side because I mean people have been asking for more advanced stuff, like first on StellaSwap, and then kind of people who have like larger capital to deploy because StellaSwap is not gonna be enough for somebody with like $100,000 to $1 million range. They're gonna need like probably 10 different ways to make passive income, which is like trust me, I have more than plenty. I got over 50 ways to make passive income already in my Todoist, with tasks and courses and all of that. I just need to like make that, and Mavericks are gonna help me do that too. That's what they specialize in, like a high ticket product, where I give like a lot of value somebody and I teach them. It's gonna be called bulletproof yield, which is basically you don't get just one source of passive income, you get 10 right away, and you kind of learn all 10 and you combine it into like this decentralized portfolio. It's not probably not even gonna be just liquidity mining. It'll be a combination of liquidity mining, crypto lending, maybe some like stable yields, on coins like Ethena, which is a new Ethereum like derivative coin backed by Arthur Hayes, and it's like yeah, even Trump is loading up on it. Like ENA is the token, yeah, like so I got all kinds. I mean, I even have like some centralized options, or you can even go invest into like BlackRock's tokenized Biddle fund or Franklin Templeton's money market securities on chain. Like that's like a 1.6 trillion dollar company that's now on chain, and you can get like 6-7%. But like when you get that kind of like volume and that kind of size, you're not gonna get like 120% a year. Like that's not gonna happen. If you're deploying $2-3 million, I mean, come on, no way. Like that pool yield is gonna go down big time if you dump like $1 million into it. It's just not gonna happen. But you guys, your positions are small enough where you can squeeze out like this, crazy yields on Moonbeam. So it works out. That's why I do that. That's why I teach, StellaSwap on Moonbeam instead of like Uniswap on Base, because everybody knows about that. You could check out the yields yourself, Even the crypto lending, it's like maximum yield. I think it's like 15%, 9 to 15% a year on stables, which is, but there's no IL. It's like super safe. You just and it's over collateralized so that even if the guy defaults on a loan, you actually get 140% of the loan back. So it's in your interest for the guy to default because it's automatic like liquidation, and you just get the money. So that's what I always hope for when I crypto lend, that the guy doesn't pay back, because then I make 140% of my money plus 15% on top of that. Yeah, so it's great. I'm like, okay, I hope the guy doesn't pay. But it's like, it's not dangerous. I'm like, not to me. It's dangerous to the guy that's giving his Bitcoin as collateral, or or his ETH as collateral. I hope he doesn't pay, because then I get it. Yeah, and it's all automated, so nobody can stop it. Him or platform or me. It's like full automated stuff. So I'll probably put that in the advanced module also. I'll probably throw in like Beefy, throw in like pool selection, advanced range selection strategies for StellaSwap, and probably crypto lending like on Moonwell and Aave. I mean, I'm waiting for Trump's system to come out, a project to come out, World Liberty Financial. Yeah, yeah. Trump is a co-founder of a DeFi project on Optimism. Yeah, it's gonna use Aave as the back end, and it's gonna be on OP Stack, which is like also very fast, same as Base, like super fast, super cheap, and they're gonna build like a Web 2 compatible user interface, so you can like sign up with your email, you can buy with a credit card, you know, it's gonna be like really easy, super easy. I'm like, huh, okay, you know, definitely gonna make a course on that one, you know, and plus I can put Trump's name on it, so it's like marketing wise, you know, no brainer. Yeah, that should be fun. Yeah. So yeah, that's in the plans. That's literally the next thing. It's like you know, because I've been planning to do it for the longest time, but I just, you know, I had to get the money in the door, so to speak, for the business to survive. Now that I got that handled, and now I'm gonna be dumping it onto Digital Mavericks to help me, you know, do all that, because obviously they're gonna be handling the paid ads, the affiliates, the JVs, like all of that. Like they just have a big team, many brands. I'm be one of them, and you know I can finally get back to just making content, doing support, and creating products. That's it, which is what I wanted to do, is those three things. Yeah, and then I'll probably also be adding another two people on my team to help me with that. You know, so it's not just me doing even that. But yeah, but I'm not complaining. It was all good. Like I had to learn how to do everything myself first, you know, to kind of get the skills and get the knowledge and kind of understand the whole system. Now that I understand how to do it properly myself, now I can outsource. Now I can delegate. Now I can, you know, scale up. Because, yeah, that's what they were told me. They're like, you better be ready to fulfill. We're about to start scaling big. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, don't worry. I'm ready. I've been doing 5 years already, going on 6. So there's nothing that I haven't seen in this support and course and all of that, you know. So, you know, it's good. All these things take more time than you think, you know, more money. That's what I learned. You always multiply it by 3. I was like, oh, it's gonna be quick, couple of years, you know, like 20, 30 grand. Yeah, right. 6 years and 150K later, yeah, no, that's where I'm at. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's so it wasn't 3x, it was 5x what I expected it to cost, and, and about double, triple the time that I estimated. So that one came in at 3x. Yeah. But yeah, but it's all good now. But now see, perfect timing, especially with the Trump administration, and you know, no more Operation Choke Point 2.0, because it was getting close there. I don't know if you heard about that. They were cutting off all the crypto companies from banks. You know, Biden and the anti-crypto army of Elizabeth Warren. They were on the warpath to choke everybody from like the fiat on-ramps. They're like, "Oh, crypto is dangerous." I'm like, "Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have scammed everybody with the bonds, right?" Because remember that whole thing when SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, was closed. It got closed down, another bank, and then they blamed it on crypto, where in reality it was them and their bonds, treasury bonds, that you know were at fault because they were insolvent. That was funny. But anyway, yeah, all good now. Let's see. So Wendy, you got any questions? You can ask. It's okay if it's loud out there. It's fine. It's no worries. As long as we can hear
No,
you.
this is still a bit early for me because I'm still trying to get set up.
Okay, no worries, no
I've
rush.
never updated the operating system on my Mac, so I can't even install Brave. I mean, I'm still like, and it took me a
And
while to even get to it.
Brave is
So
kind of optional. You don't need to like use
yeah,
it like
I know, but
100%. Yeah, but
I've,
it's
I've
good
got
to
it on
use it
my
though.
phone now, so that's good.
Okay.
And my son's going to help me. I'm going to have to update the operating system anyway. I can't even access my bank account on my computer, so I guess I have to do it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just don't. I know that every time I upgrade any of the programs, that they're spying on me more and more. So
Well, that's
I've
okay.
I've tried to not do it, but no, I have to.
No, you want to keep it all up to date. I mean, you know, and just use like secure programs like Brave. Brave doesn't spy. You know, MetaMask, they don't care. They're not all about that. And plus, it's all anonymous anyway on chain, so they don't know that it's you. You know, as long as you use a VPN, they don't know that it's you accessing that wallet. You know, that's the only way they could know
Yeah,
is tying your
I
IP.
already had a MetaMask wallet.
Okay.
So, but I don't know how to use any of this stuff very well yet. So I'm taking my
Yes.
baby steps, and
Yeah. No
I might
rush.
have to go ahead and cut out now. So it was a little bit early for me, but I just wanted to pop in and say hello, put a
Sure.
face to a name. And I'm on a ferry boat between islands, so I'm probably going to lose connection here in a minute anyway. And there's a lot
Okay.
of background noise, so I'll probably just go
Alright.
ahead and say goodbye to everyone for now, and maybe
Yeah.
catch the next call. I'll be more
Sure. Yeah, have a
a little
safe
bit
trip.
more savvy on the technical terms and things like that, because it's hard for me to even follow
Well,
just some of the conversation. First of all, it's
that's
hard
what
for me
this.
to hear, and because I'm not familiar yet with all the terms.
Yeah, you will be though. And I do have a glossary in the course, like an extensive one that explains every single term. So don't worry. And you can always ask in the chat.
I'm getting through it,
Yeah.
little by
It's
little.
all in the course. By the time you finish, you're gonna be comfy with all these terms. Like you're gonna be like
Okay,
telling your friends all these terms. Like what? What do you mean? Like here's the link to the glossary. Make
okay.
sure to check that out.
Well,
All right, Wendy.
thanks
Have a
again for
safe
being
trip.
there, and
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say goodbye for now, and catch everyone next time, perhaps.
Yeah. Bye, Wendy. All right. So we're all good. Yep. Wendy will get in there. Guess he's traveling to Ireland, huh? On a ferry boat. See? It's nice. You can be on a Zoom call. While traveling to Ireland on the boat. See? Man, they should already like just have Starlink by default and for free everywhere, I think, Like, come on. Enough. Like with this whole internet debacle. I mean, the tech that we have, everybody should just have free internet, free fast gigabit internet mobile at this point. As much money as they spend on dumb wars and stupid things, they could have already like ringed the whole earth with Starlink satellites and just gave everybody access for free from everywhere. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous that we're still using like wired internet and 5G towers and all this like useless crap. I
I
remember
agree,
like
man.
Thailand has better freaking internet infrastructure than America. I was in jungles in Thailand. They had like 5G in the jungle. I was like streaming, digital imported on my phone and just like, talking to people then on full video. And I'm like, why is Thailand having all this infrastructure and US sucks? Like, what's going on? Why do we spend trillions of dollars on these useless wars? You know? But we can't spend a couple of trillion to build out this like insane infrastructure, like in Japan with like triple layer heated roads everywhere, and things like that. Well, I mean, I know why, because they just steal all the money and they just rob. At
It's
least
just
now
about
Trump and Musk are getting to the bottom of this thing, with all
it's
these
all
corrupt
about
bastards.
profit. You know how it is in the US. It's all about profit.
Yeah. Well,
That's
it's,
it.
it's a small group of people, military-industrial complex, and they gain control to corrupt politicians, like Biden and his little son, and Fauci and all those people, and Big Pharma, and they were just like preying on the American people. Good thing Trump came into power with Musk, and finally, he's unearthing all this crap. I'm not saying he's perfect, but at least, he's doing the right things. He's doing rational things, like getting, illegal criminals out of the country. One would say that's like nobody can argue with that. I mean, what the hell is going on when you have like Venezuelan gang members collecting rent with AK-47 in Aurora, Colorado? Like, are you kidding me? Like, what is this, a third world country? Like, this not what happens in US. Don't people get shot for doing things like that?
You know what?
Usually.
I'm not a fan of the guy, but you have a point. Like,
Hey,
I
you
can't
don't have to
argue
be a
that.
fan, but like actions speak louder than words. Look, 8 days, and he's done all of that. Biden was there for like 4 years. Nothing. Whatever, 8 years, right? Like Jesus Christ. Can't believe that vegetable was in there for 8 years. I mean,
Was he
whatever.
8 years? Wasn't he just 4?
Nah, I think it was 8, wasn't it? Seemed like 8.
No, it was 4.
No, 4. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 4. Then Trump. Then yeah. Well, the first 4 Trump doesn't even count because they kept hounding him with all this bullshit Russia thing, which turned out to be a total scam. Nobody went to jail for that. Like, so for 4 years he was just defending himself against, oh, he's a Russian agent, which was like obviously false. He's like, he is nobody's agent. He's Donald Trump. You idiots. And then they just swept it under the rug. Oh yeah, sorry, that was just confusing. We were just confused. Yeah, but you killed four years of his presidency with that. you know, so he didn't get anything done, basically, you know. And then the next 4 years, you just straight up like falsified election, and you put that freaking vegetable in the White House, you know. So, so that's why I say 8 years, basically, because the first four he didn't get anything done, and now finally he's in there and he's doing things now. He learned his lessons, I guess.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
see.
whatever. Politics.
We'll see
Yeah, I
how it
just
plays
care
out.
as long as he's pro crypto. You know, that's all I care about. Like as long as
That's
he's
one
pro.
of the good things. Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
as long as he supports crypto, he doesn't want to debank crypto companies, wants to, you know, make U.S. crypto and AI capital of the world. You know, now he's speaking my language. Like all the other things, I don't care about. That's, you know, they others can debate all that. As long as he does that and, you know, keeps law and order in the country, that's it. That's all I care about. If he can get that done, you know, he got my vote. Shit. It's like give him another term to make up for the term that was stolen, you know? Make FDR situation, you know? But we'll see. Hopefully, you know, now he's putting RFK Jr. in charge. You see those hearings? What a circus, man. All this like big pharma shills just attacking him. Oh, you're anti-vaxxer. You are a conspiracy theorist. You are this, you're that. He's like, wow. It's funny how almost like conspiracy theories turned out to be correct. Look at that. Conspiracy theories 37. You know, the other people 0. Yeah. I remember how I got my freaking YouTube video like banned, you know, YouTube account banned because I made one comment, you know, under some guy's like video that had a link with like videos of people having crazy side effects from the, you know. See, I still can't say it because I'm gonna upload it to YouTube later, this replay. And I don't want those bastards with their algorithms to freaking smack me down. Even though now they're all like way less, you know, crazy than during Biden's administration when they were like going just ham. So because of that one link, without any warning, they just straight up banned me from YouTube. They still kept my Google account, my email, all that. That's fine. They didn't touch any of that. They just literally just bam. And then when I try to appeal, they're like, nope, no appeals. That's it. No warnings, no nothing. I'm like, what is this? Like fucking communist China here? Like you can't just do that to me. Like I didn't do anything. I just posted a comment with the link. That's it. Which wasn't even my link. It was somebody else's link. And you just off of that, like you're not gonna give me a warning. You just yeah. And I had all my music stuff in there, like 170 playlists that I put together over like 15 years, you know. And scumbags at Apple screwed me with the iPods. It wasn't compatible with the iTunes. So that was the only place I had it, and I was dumb enough not to back it up. You know, still pissed about that. Like 5 years later, but you know, it's okay. I'm gonna wait until Trump is in office a little longer, and then I'm gonna reach out to them again, cause it's all there. I want them to freaking unfreeze it. I'll be like, all right, you bastards. Now that the Nazis are out of the office, you know, by the Nazis, like, unfreeze my stuff. Come on now, like, and I think I have a good chance. You know, they might do it.
You know what? Talking about that and talking about crypto, I've been wanting to find alternatives that are running on on blockchain technology that could eventually, replace all that shit. Things like YouTube, Netflix,
It should be.
Google.
It should
So
all be
yeah,
replaced and decentralized.
it's going to be replaced, but
Yeah,
like eventually,
and you,
it's going to take a while.
it's
But
not there yet because the tech is not there yet. Because centralized tech
yes,
is just way more efficient. You know,
yeah,
when you're talking about the volume that YouTube like handles, it's tough to handle it with decentralized tech for now. Maybe
sure,
later, because yeah, they have entirely too much power. These people, this
exactly,
system it should be running like as its decentralized protocol with like token holders, voting and managing, content policies and things like that, and decentralized fact checkers and all these things, because before it was just like some guy sitting in the basement, deciding to ban my account just because, they said so. Like, I'm like no respect. And they gave me like 3 free months of, YouTube Plus or something like that to make up for it. I'm like, you just nuked like 15 years of my like efforts in music like selection and playlist, and you're gonna make it up to give me $30? Like, that's insulting. Like, what you can do with your $30? Like, like whatever. But, it is what it is. It is their system. It's centralized. They can do whatever they want. It's their business, technically. So I have no recourse. And what am I going to do? Sue them for my playlist? I mean, But I'm going to get back to them again and then see maybe now that the the winds have shifted. Maybe they could, you know, restore my stuff and kind of apologize and, you know, make it all good. Because what was the original thing with Google is like, do not be evil, right? That was the original slogan. Well, that seems kind of evil to me when I'm trying to warn people about side effects, and you know, and you just like banning me for that. I didn't not even say anything. I just posted a link with like a bunch of people going into seizures and shit after taking, you know, the thing, the cerveza. See, we had to use code words, you know,
Mhm.
like cerveza, sickness, you know, instead of the C word. See, because then I have to cut out this piece from you know, the replay, which I won't, because now it's in there. Yeah, but you know, that's the world we live in, you know, unfortunately. Just gotta, yeah, adapt to it. But I'm happy now it's going in the other direction with Trump. That, you know, somebody's in office who's like, and now Republicans took the Senate, Congress, House of Representatives, because regular people are sick of all this shit. Like, we're not China. We're not like a commie state where it's like people don't care about being their butt being scanned and, you know, scanning their face to get a roll of toilet paper. Because that's what's happening in China. You seen that, right? They literally, if you go to a toilet, you have to scan your face to get toilet paper. That's how bad it's in China right now. If you buy a knife, you have to register it with your face. Any knife, even butter knife, you have to register it with your face. Any cutting instrument, so that if you kill somebody with it, they know exactly where to find you, because that's linked to your phone, to the social credit app, and they know exactly where you are at all times, and they will come get you through triangulation within 3 meters. They will get your ass. Yeah, and they, you know, they've done that during the whatever pandemic. They were just like, if you make a nasty comment online within 10 minutes, the police would be in your house, taking you to jail. Like, that's what Biden wanted for America. But he didn't calculate one little thing, that Americans are armed. Like, you know, there's always that. The final kind of bulwark, you know, against the tyranny, weaponry. That's what all this like liberals don't understand. They're like, oh, you know, why do you need guns? To protect ourselves against the government. That's why. For obvious goddamn reasons. They're like, but you can't protect yourself with a machine gun against an army and F-11s. Army's not gonna attack me. Army consists of American citizens. You know what I mean? Army will never attack, you know, its own population, right? So I don't have to worry about that. All I gotta worry about is the police and, you know, and all those like, you know, Nazis. Yeah, and that can be handled, you know, pretty well by the existing weaponry, you know, like, but it's okay. Now I wouldn't have to worry about any of that because, you know, things are shifting the other way. And I'm sure the police hated it too. I'm sure they didn't enjoy, like, you know, finding people for not having their vax pass or whatever, you know, when they enter the restaurant. I remember here in New York, I couldn't, like, at the peak of this lunacy, I couldn't get into restaurants because I didn't have my vax pass, you know, because I refused to put that experimental crap in my arm. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Like, over my dead body. You know, sorry. That's just my position. If you want to do it, go ahead. It's your body, it's your choice. You can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do. But don't tell me what to do, though. You know? Man, I had people push me out of the elevator because I wasn't wearing a mask. Some grannies, you know? Just push me literally by force out of the elevator. What am I going to do? I'm not going to do anything. You know, she's like 90. If I do anything, she'll like drop down, die, and then I go to jail. I'm like, okay, I'll leave. That's fine. You know, I'll just get out of the elevator. People were nuts, man. They're like, it was like a full-on hysteria. Like, they're just like, oh, put on the mask, put on the mask. I'm like, no. Like, I don't want to muzzle myself. I'm like, why would I? Especially considering virus is so small, like that stupid mask is not doing anything. Like, you know, you're just blocking off your respiration. That's it. But anyway, let's not talk about that. The bad days, you know. Those bad days are over. All those, I actually seen that grandma like a couple of weeks back. She was smiling at me, all happy and, you know, alive. And, you know, I don't think she didn't recognize me, you know. I don't think she remembered pushing me out of the elevator. I think she was probably in some kind of trance or something from watching too much TV, where they got her all riled up and stuff. Like, oh, there's maskers, anti-maskers are killing people. Arrgh. And I was like, yeah, sure, it's me killing people, right? That's the problem. It's me, you know. The healthiest guy in the building is killing everybody, right? That makes sense. You know, why don't I go take a couple of shots instead? You know, then I'll save you. You know. Whatever. Anyway. All right. You guys got any more questions? Let's keep them rolling. People always ask for the Zooms, and then they just don't come. That's pretty much how it is, but that's okay. It's as promised in the webinar. So I deliver on my promises. VIP support in real time, check. Zoom Q&As, check. Evergreen course, check. I do deliver.
We can say that your customer service is the most valuable part of everything you offer.
Oh yeah, thanks. That's kind of what this whole thing is about. You're not paying for the course. You're paying. Course is just like a handy reference guide to make my job easier. Basically, that's all. Like course is not a dime a dozen, especially with AI. Like there's gonna be a zillion courses dropping every 10 days because you can just generate all this stuff. But the customer support AI can't quite replace yet. But it's getting there. It's getting there. I probably will be training some kind of fancy schmancy AI to kind of provide the same level of support that I can. And until it can do that, obviously I'll be doing the support. Because for now, I haven't seen AI like that yet. That's like just as good as me. When that happens, great. I'm just gonna replace myself with AI, with Team AI bot or something, and it's gonna be basically answering like in the same way, and you won't be able to tell the difference. It'll be the same thing, which I think is close. I think another couple of years, and we're gonna get like crazy AI agents that are just like humans. You just give it enough data, you'll just read the whole probably Telegram chat, whatever you guys are asking and what I'm answering, and they'll just parse it and it'll just like train itself on that. You know, I think that's what's happening. So either way, we're collecting good data. You know, that's why I always ask people to put it all in the community chat. Because a lot of people, they want to like just direct message me and ask me the same question like 10 times and then have me answer the same question 10 times. And I'm like, I can do that, but when I'm going to have 1,000 students, 2,000 students, right? That's not going to work out too well, is it? For me. See, I'm keeping the future in mind. When like this chat gets big, right? Like right now there's like what 140 people in there. What happens when there's 1,000 people in there? What happens when there's 2,000 people in there, right? I'm like, because I do want to keep the level of support just as high. I don't want to lower the quality. So, but it's okay. I'll figure out. That's when you get teams that you train and they answer questions. So it's not just me. There's like 5, 6 people in there. That's when you get the AI chatbots involved so they can answer the most common questions. I think they can do that already pretty well. Yeah, so it'll be fine. I'm sure I'll solve that problem. Plus, the Mavericks will help me with the scaling and the new high-ticket product selection. That's kind of their jam. That's what they do. They've been at it for 20 years. I've been at it for 6, so that was not the reason I signed with them. They got the experience, and I want that experience for myself, obviously. Yeah, and I kind of aspired to do a support like that by dealing with like Binance and Coinbase support, which is not the best. They have improved it though, to be fair, and they do handle huge number of like customer support requests. So unlike me, so I mean, I don't want to rag on them too much, but I wish they had support like that, where I could just have like a little chat or something with like an American support person. That would be great. But nah, that's a pipe dream. It's not happening. They like their Indian support too much. Eh, yeah, it is what it is. They got shareholders. They need to, I guess, make more money. Yeah, even though they already make a ton. But whatever.
Told you, profit.
Was that?
I told you, profit.
Yeah, it's
That's what it's all
profit.
about.
They are for-profit companies, and they just because I remember when they started, for at least for Coinbase One customers, they had American one-on-one 24/7 phone support for like a year. And I was calling in, I was talking to American like people there, and they were knowledgeable, they knew what they were talking about, it was great. And then one day I call, and it was like some call center in Mumbai, and I could hear like in the background, there's like, hello sir, how are you, sir? And I'm like, oh, I have nothing against Indian people, they're great, I have Indian friends. But I don't like when they don't know what the hell they're talking about, and you can, and I know that they don't know what the hell they're talking about, because unlike them, I'm an expert, and I'm calling in, and she's trying to make me do all kinds of nonsense stuff like troubleshooting, like, oh, turn off your modem, turn it back on. I'm like, are you dumb? There's no problem with my internet connection. Like, I'm fine. Everything works. It's obviously on your side. Like, I was trying to figure out why I couldn't get base in New York, and she kept trying to say like it was an internet issue. I'm like, it's not. You know, it's obviously your, like a rule that you have that's blocking me from accessing base. And then eventually I escalated enough to an American, and 3 days later somebody emailed me back confirming that yes, only in Japan and New York do we not have access to base. You know, apparently nobody bothered to tell this Indian woman that, which would have been very easy, which could be just like a single Word document that says customers in New York and Japan have no access to base network. See, that could have saved me about 3 hours on the phone. But no, she made me jump through all kinds of crap. Instead, I just humored her. I'm like, she's like, did you do it? I'm like, yes. And obviously I did it. I'm like, and I was just like, be like, yes, yes, yes. Because it was just huge waste of time. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I got the point. All right, there's Pat. Hey, Pat. How's it going?
Going good.
All right, we got sound. I can hear you.
I got a question about strategies.
Sure. Shoot.
Is it good to like follow the 7-day correlation and change your position weekly based on that?
Yeah, the more correlated the two tokens are, the less there's a chance of impermanent loss of them diverging in price. So, like I showed in previous Q&As, you could go to DeFi Llama, and there's like a correlation matrix that you can look up between the two different tokens. So you want that, correlation index to be like the numbers to be as high as possible, as close to 1 basically. Like the lower the number, the less correlation.
Yeah, that's where I got from your last video, and I went to
Yeah,
DeFi
yeah,
Llama, and I was wondering if
yep,
there's like other sites that show more correlations that match the stellar trades.
yeah. Yeah, like the more correlated, the better, because then they move together, and you kind of in range more, and you get more fees. Plus, if they move up together, you get impermanent gain, so you actually make money on your position, on top of the yield.
Yeah, I'm assuming as long as you don't exit with impermanent loss every week.
Yeah, yeah. As long as you don't exit, like it doesn't turn
Right.
into permanent loss, right? Like that's why I always keep track of the dollar amount. You want to exit when you're in the profit on both, But at the same time, keep in mind that, the yield and rewards and all that is there to kind of compensate you for the impermanent loss that you're risking, right? So
Right.
that's why it's the more the chance of permanent loss, the higher the APR that they give you to make up for that, to kind of compensate you for it, right? That's the
Right.
game. That's kind of like the game that you're playing. I mean, if you go to stables, then you're not playing any games. You're just making straight money. There's no,
That's what I'm doing right now. Playing
yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why you diversify. You kind of, put some of your funds in the stables to get like that bank account type of yield, right? With no IL. And, you take like 20-30% and you try to put it into higher yield farms with correlated tokens, right? Like Glimmer and Dot, for example, right? Those are usually correlated because Glimmer is a parachain of Polkadot, right? So when Polkadot is doing well, obviously Moonbeam is also doing pretty well. Yeah, so they're very correlated. And then again, on the market, everything is correlated to Bitcoin. When the Bitcoin is doing well, most things are just kind of pumping and going up. Unless Bitcoin is taking all the liquidity out of the market, then everything could dump. So the correlation kind of breaks there, right? If Bitcoin is doing too well, put it this way, where everything else kind of suffering. Kind of like when that Trump coin launched, right? And they took all the liquidity out of all the other Solana projects. Basically, people dumped all the other tokens to buy Trump. Boom. It's like very non-correlated in that sense. Yeah. So did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah. I mean, my course doesn't answer all the questions. That's why I put in the, the Telegram chat and the Q&As to kind of as a catch-all for the rest. And then when people ask enough, I just try to put it integrated into the course. So, they already have it there. That's kind of the idea that, because it's a constantly like updating, growing product because it's always changing. All three things, Coinbase, Squid. See, Binance, I can't really update because I don't have access to Binance. I'm in New York. So I can't access. So I have to rely on other people to kind of, screen cap the Binance stuff for me, and then I voice it over. It's kind of like a crusty, way to do it, but that's all I got, at the moment. I was actually accessing Binance from New York for like 2 years through a VPN, and then somehow they figured it out and they blocked me. you know, like they those network engineers out there, I guess they were like, nope, can't do it anymore. I'm like, damn it. Same with Bybit. I used to have like 3 Bybit accounts. They blocked me too, like for the VPN. Those bastards. They cut me off from everything. That's okay though. I'm planning to make flags in other countries and other residences, so that'll solve my issue fairly quickly. Then I'll have access to all of it. That's a temporary issue. I can't even use Kraken in New York, man. you know? Yeah. Yeah, like it's crazy. All I got is Coinbase. That's it. That's kind of like my only savior, And they've been working great. I mean, Coinbase works for me. I got Coinbase One, the premium like thing, and yeah, they've been great. They just upped my PayPal day limit to like $3,000 a day from 1,000, so I can't complain. It's okay. It'll do for now.
I don't envy you guys, honestly.
And New York is the worst place, I think, in US. It's the most like restrictive, like, because Democrats just hate freedom and, they're just a bunch of Nazis and they just don't want you to have access to anything. That's just how it is, you know. Like, but I'm planning to move to Florida anyway, so that's gonna unlock. So I'm gonna probably get a Kraken account there. Because I mean, I like Coinbase. I'm not saying anything bad about them. They're great. The service is great. I never had problems with them. Never froze. I mean, knock on wood. So I know people had issues with them, but somehow I just don't. They just like me or something. They just don't mess with me. That's why I pay them the $30 a month every month for the Coinbase One membership. I'm hoping that's like to keep them away and on their good side, so that some guy in India is not gonna just like press a button and nuke me, because that's gonna be a big problem. Because I have nothing else. There's no alternative. Oh yeah, there's Gemini, but that's even freaking worse. That's terrible. Winklevoss like twins? Nah, I don't want to deal with those guys. Like, ugh. They just give me the ick, Like they're like a typical Harvard, Ivy League like scumbags. But whatever, you know. I've heard things about them and how they scumbagged everybody on their earn thing. I don't know if you heard about that, where like 90 million was jacked, that people put into this earn program, and they were like suing, and they didn't pay people back. Everybody got paid back. Nobody got scammed. But it took them like 3-4 years. And I mean, those Winklevoss guys are super rich. They could have just reimbursed everybody from their funds, and then sued the guy and got the money. But no, they like left everybody hanging, earning no money. See, I knew I shouldn't trust them, and I didn't. I didn't have any of my money in there. I don't trust any of these centralized earning programs. Like, screw them. That's why I trust, DeFi, true DeFi, when I can take my money out any goddamn time and put more in, I don't trust any of these programs. Like, see, Trump's thing, that's going to be running on decentralized rails. That's going to be using Aave, which is super battle tested and decentralized. So I will trust that. I will trust them with like a Web 2 front end. That's fine. Like to make it easier for people to get money in. Like to pay with a credit card, debit card, like PayPal, like all these things. Sign up with your email instead of your seed phrase. Yeah, I'm all for that. That's great. To make the on-ramp into DeFi easier. But backend gotta be DeFi. That's a non-negotiable. It can't be like your own little server that you're doing crypto lending on. Yeah, that's like BitConnect vibes. You know what I mean? Like I went through that little thing. I actually made money on BitConnect, not too much, but I knew exactly what it was going in. I knew it was a scam. I knew it was a Ponzi scheme. I even did the math exactly, like how long it'll take me to get the money out, optimum algo, all that stuff. I got money out in 2 months. And then I just like would take everything out every day, every day, every day, just Bitcoin, 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 you know. And then boom, one day just thing imploded. I'm like, oh, what a surprise. Not like I knew this was happening. See, you can make money on Ponzi schemes if you know exactly what it is and you know the math and you know the back end, right? I mean, these people are not that smart. They know what they're doing. Yeah, a lot of people went to jail though, like all those people that were organizers, jail time, and rightfully so. Like screw those guys, man. Like they screwed a lot of people, man. God damn it! I installed this new NVIDIA broadcast. Now it's all like giving me high, whatever GPU load things. Every time, right? Like the previous version worked perfectly, no problem at all. Like they always fix it and then like it just works worse. They always update it like that. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't update. Yeah, but if I don't update, then it's gonna keep bothering me to update every freaking time I start it, right? So it's like you have no choice. They just anyway. All right. I
Have you
think
tried
we're yeah.
OBS Studio instead?
OBS, it's too complicated, man. It's there's
Okay.
all this like features in this. Yeah, I've checked it out. It's more for like professional, like streaming professionals. Like maybe no, I have it on my computer. I have it installed, but I just like the NVIDIA broadcast because it's easy. It works in the background. Plus, it does the eye thing, which I like. The AI because that's really handy, especially when I'm doing webinars, right? Like, because otherwise, you're always like looking at phone and you don't want your eyes, kind of
Yeah.
off the screen. Yeah. It's just helpful. I'll figure it out. I'll probably need another restart or something and, to tweak some settings or whatnot. But anyway, all right. I think most people left. I think we're good.
I don't have any
Yeah.
more questions for now, so
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I usually go until just people, don't have any more questions and they're satisfied. I mean, they can all ask these questions in the Telegram chat. It's not like I'm not available. They ask and I answer right away. So this is more for people who are like, uncomfortable. They want to ask in person. They want to just come hang out, right? The whole community thing. But most people, in my experience, they just want me to help them as they go instead of the Zoom thing. But I'm like, okay, sure, I'll provide that just to catch those that are not satisfied with the experience. Well, that's good feedback for me to hear what students have to say. It's always nice to. Yeah, and don't worry, I didn't forget about our Spanish conversation. I just been super busy with like the Mavericks thing and dumping things on them, and now I'm gonna have to go through like starting Monday probably. They're gonna sign the contract on their side, and we're gonna start going through like the build out. They're gonna build like a whole new CRM system, a whole new webinar system, all the email sequences. Like they're gonna do all of that, like big time with me. So I'm gonna be running two systems at the same time. Like one is gonna be with them and kind of servicing all their stuff, and one's gonna be through and they're gonna build a separate Florida company for that. So it's gonna be a completely separate thing. And like my New York company, the existing business, I'm gonna keep rolling on my own. So we'll probably work on the Spanish side, on my side, get all the kinks out, and then we'll throw it to the Digital Maverick side for them to do it. You know what I mean? Like, cause they're more like robust. They're more about like scale. You don't want to scale if our stuff is not supported. Because imagine we get like 1,000 students, in Spanish. That's gonna be tough, right? Like, because then you need to
sure.
build out a team. If we have a huge
Sure.
interest, there's 1,000, 2,000 people. We need to build a Spanish-speaking support team, right?
Correct.
You need to build a Spanish-speaking phone sales team because I'm gonna build a high-ticket item with with Mavericks also, which we can port over to the our side. So
Mhm.
basically like the New York company, the current one is going to be like kind of like the alpha beta testing bad incubator, so to speak, for things to work out all the kinks to get the things right. And then then when we want to scale, we just throw it over to Digital Mavericks systems and bam, they just open up the fire hose of traffic and they just get us like crazy, crazy customers. Cause yeah, I mean, Spanish makes sense. Gotta have it. That's so many countries that just opened up. And like
Exactly.
nowadays, they all want DeFi. They all want to make money in DeFi. It's the next hot thing, especially
Yeah,
liquidity mining, which is way more lucrative than crypto lending. Yeah, it's a little more complex, but that's good for us because as educators, you don't want to explain simple things. You want to actually things that are hard so that you bring more value. Otherwise, like why would they need us, right? If it's not
exactly.
complicated. It's like
Exactly.
what are you adding the value then? Like there's no value add. It's like, so you charge them money for what? For nothing, you know? But this way, it's like you're giving them more money because it's more lucrative, and you through a harder thing, through which you make easy with your VIP support. Bam. You know, like, yeah. Plus, I also gonna probably be making like a lot of my flags Spanish speaking. So I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna do Florida, like 5 flags gonna be Florida, Puerto Rico, El Salvador,
California,
Paraguay, and and Dubai. Yeah, those are gonna be
Dubai.
my. Oh yeah. Dubai is a must. Like, because all the crypto money is there. Both of my business mentors live in Dubai.
But we're not talking about the Spanish
No,
part there, right?
not the
Okay,
Spanish.
okay.
No,
Yeah, I'm
no.
like,
I'm just
what
talking
does
about my
Spanish
own
have to do
thing.
with
No,
Dubai?
no. I'm just saying that, it's basically gonna be like out of 5 flags, like 4 are gonna be Spanish speaking, like Puerto Rico, Paraguay, and Salvador. That's all Spanish. Well, technically in Florida is also like Spanish speaking because there's like half of Cuba is in there.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
yeah. Like no, Dubai is just like my the owner of the Russian trading group that I'm part of. He's also lives in Dubai. Like he knows Bybit CEO personally, so like I'm gonna talk to him. So like yeah, I just haven't
Cool.
had time to do any of that, and yeah, and I'm actually going to like a networking cruise on March 15th out of San Juan.
Nice.
With the San Juan Social Club, with all the crypto people, Brock Pierce and all those guys. So like
Cool.
yeah, maybe we'll get some kind of government like thing going where we can educate people on DeFi in like Puerto Rico. You know, so
Nice.
like yeah, like I trust me, I've been thinking about it. It's just I'm a very methodical guy. I do it like step by step. I'm like, okay, first things first. Let's get the Digital Mavericks thing sorted out, built, dumped over to them. They'll take care of that. The money's coming in. Okay, we're done. Next, like let's build team on my side. So I got 2 of my girlfriends, just friends. One from Ukraine, one from Lithuania. I know them both for like 10 and 20 years. They speak 3, 4 languages, so I'll be bringing them on board as like my VAs, customer support, JV stuff. So I can kind of take that load and put it on them. And then I can get it back to the product side of things, and that's the Spanish side, products. Actually, let me finish recording this. All right, I think we're done with the question. Sure.